What is going on, guys? HappiDaze here. In today's video, we're going up through level of PKA for the new PKA Lilith that is currently going on. So we're going to go ahead and dive into two teams today. So the first team will be my optimal team. So I did end up pulling Lilith and Bonnie, if you saw the previous video. So we're going to just go through a quick team of how that would look like. I do have the Chopper rare recruit, but I don't have the Usopp and Frankie rare recruit. So we don't have them, but they're really not necessary at all. You'll see we can just slot in any kind of int unit and we're good there. So let's go ahead and get into PKA. We'll show you what the fully boosted team looks like, and then we will show you another team that doesn't have any of the units except a friend, Captain Lilith. So let's go ahead and hop into here. This is level 55, but this will work up through level 80. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Lilith as our friend captain. So just to explain what this team is doing and why this will work through 80. So I do have Mystems over here on Luffy, and basically he allows you to take 3 turns of paralysis away, which is really what will be helpful for stage 3, where if you go up to level 80, you get 3 turns of paralysis. I'm going to end up using the Captain Bonnie over here to help with the recovery slots, changing block to recovery, and that will just help for stage 3 as well. And then lastly, for the burn, I could choose to use Chopper or save him for the last stage, doesn't really matter. On stage 4, we're going to go ahead and use the Luffy special. He'll take care of the damage reduction that's there. And then once we get the attack down from the defeat, basically we'll use our friend Captain Lilith on stage 5 to quickly get through that. So this is the batch that's kind of almost fully made for the content here. And like I said, I'm just throwing Kaido on this just because he is a booster. Even though Mystems does take care of 3 turns of paralysis, I also have Nami who could actually take care of another one. And then I have a Despair reducing unit on the Kaido just to take care of 2 turns of Despair, and then with Sockets we'll take care of the other 3 because you do get 5 turns of Despair on battle number 5 if you are above the 60 level. So just keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and dig into it. Like I said, I think this will be pretty quick. The nice thing is you do get recovery orbs from Luffy as part of his captain ability. And with Bonnie, as long as you keep hitting your perfects, you can keep getting the recovery orbs, which is good. So we're just going to speed through all these early stages really quick without too much of an issue here. And again, we'll speed through here. And we're going to have so much damage output. It's kind of crazy that if Bonnie has that recovery slot and she does that weekend status debuff, which is just crazy in terms of the damage you can do. So as I mentioned on this stage, Mystems is going to go ahead and remove the paralysis. We actually don't need him because it was only 1 turn because it's below 60, but Mystems would have helped us there. I'm going to go ahead and use the super type of Bonnie to give us all the slots here. And I want to save one on Luffy because on the next stage, there is a 1-turn recovery barrier that's there. So I just want to make sure that I have at least one unit who has a recovery orb on them so we can just quickly go ahead and use that. On stage 4, to get rid of the damage reduction, we're going to go ahead and use the Luffy special. It's only 1 turn below 60, but once you get above 60, it's 3 turns, which isn't a big deal for us. And then we'll go ahead and just wipe out Lilith there, and she'll give us the attack down going into the final stage there. So on the last stage, we're going to go ahead and use the last of our specials. On here, because she's below 60, she doesn't have the revive, I don't believe. But once you get above 60, she will revive with 30% HP once you defeat her. Which is why, and she also has resilience as well, which is why you want to have Lilith on your team. Because if you have her as a friend captain, her special does that end of turn damage for 3 turns. That will just help you kind of get through that. So I'm going to go ahead and just use all these specials here. And just a nice simple kill, not even a hard difficulty there. Now, ideally, if you're on the higher levels, you basically want to make sure that you last tap with Lilith because she'll take all the cerebral damage that you have on your team and basically apply that as additional damage on top at the end as part of her final tap. But like I said, we're still pretty low. We haven't even hit 60 yet, though we're about to. So you don't have to go ahead and worry about that too much until you get to probably, the 100 and plus levels. So there you go. That was the nice, quick, easy team. Like I said, this team will probably end up working at least, I'm guessing, to 100, but definitely at least through 80. So yeah, that was fight number 1, and now we're going to go ahead and hop into fight number 2. So for this team, we're going to go ahead and, like I mentioned before, not use any of the new recruits. We are using the Luffy from the event, as well as the Jinbei that you get for free. So let's go ahead and show you what the team looks like, and then we'll kind of get into what the content is. So I'm just going to go ahead and use a friend captain Lilith here. And this is going to be what the team looks like here. So I am using the Kaido over here as the captain, just because he's a good captain. And I just want to find someone who, you know, a lot of people should have, or be able to super evolve from the last stuff there. So that's the Kaido that we're using. We are using Shanks here. He's going to end up helping with the paralysis that is there on stage 3, even though you could use supports to help get rid of that as well. And also, he will help get rid of those block slots that we get on stage 3. We have Raizo over there to help with the burn. We have Jinbei, who we're just going to basically use to be able to change our slots on the left side to recovery, and that way we can have a recovery slot on Luffy for stage number 4. So on stage number 4, you get the damage reduction for 3 turns, so we use Luffy to take care of that, and then the Jinbei support from the last stage will give us a recovery slot on anyone to be able to use on that. We'll get attack down for 3 turns once we defeat stage 4, and then which case we'll end up using our friend captain Lilith to help get rid of that attack down, and then we'll kill, and then when she revives for 30% HP, we'll use Lilith super type and go ahead and kill that way. So this is what the team looks like. Like I said, there's no units here that were from the new batch except for the friend captain Lilith. Luffy is from the event, Jinbei is from the event, so just make sure you grab at least 1 copy of them. And that chopper on the Jinbei is what really gives us those recovery orbs. I could swap that out if I want to have. I believe there's an extra character that's int that can remove barriers for 1 turn, which would remove that recovery barrier on stage 4. But this is just a quick, easy team to go ahead and do that. So let's get right into it and kind of show you what the team looks like. Now, I will probably have to stall a little bit on here just to make sure everyone's specials are ready. We'll just quickly check if our specials get reduced. Okay, so we're going to stall just a little bit just to make sure that Jinbei special is ready. Okay, never mind. We're not going to stall, I guess. Yeah, so I forgot that Lilith's captain ability will automatically start killing people, so that's a bit of a pain. Yeah, so we'll just see if we can just keep our recovery slots and plow through here and see what happens. So as I mentioned, I have Mistems on Luffy from my last team, but I also have Shanks who will kind of help take away all the paralysis there. And we'll go ahead and kill. I'm just looking at if we want to use some of these other specials. We really don't have to right now, so I'm not going to go ahead and worry about it. We'll just go ahead and kill Lilith nice and easily. I don't even have to take care of the burn, to be honest. Usually I would have used Raizo if he was ready to take care of the burn. But since he wasn't ready, I didn't use him. So I'll just use him on this turn. So as I mentioned, we'll use the Luffy to take care of the damage reduction there. She does have that 1 slot, which is kind of a pain that we don't have anything to remove that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and throw this delay on, just to hopefully make sure that she doesn't do anything to us. And then we'll just stall 1 turn until that recovery is done. So as I said, we have the support there, which just helps with the Bind Despair. We'll go ahead and kill her. And with the attack down, we can just use the Lilith special on the last stage to go ahead and get through that. So you can see no real issues here. Jinbei is ready now, which is good. So we'll go ahead and he can actually do attack down as well. So yeah, let's just go ahead and use him. We'll use the Kaido special too. And one reason that we want to make sure we kind of use him too is because, as you can see, any purple or Psy orbs are down. So just the fact that we have someone who can help change those for some of our units will just make it that much easier. So we'll just go ahead and kill. Nice and easy, and then on revive, we'll just use the captain ability and super type of Lilith, and it'll just be an easy clear. So like I said, if I was changing things on this team, what I would probably do is I thought when I was doing the calculator that Jinbei was one of the boosted units, but there is a Marco. Really, what I was using him for was two things. One was so I could get that tandem orb swap, and the other was so that I could go ahead and get rid of the burn that's on that stage. Now that I'm thinking about it, you could probably actually, because you can do attack down, you could actually probably change your captain, if you didn't have a friend Captain Lilith, to some other, maybe double Kaido, for example, just someone who could help you out there, or maybe even Bonnie. If you didn't have a friend Captain Lilith that you could find, you could probably get through with the Bonnie. And then you could stall for all those stages. But that's kind of what it looks like. Like I said, all you really have to know is that if you want to beat stage 3, you just need a paralysis reducer for 3 turns, a burn reducer for 3 turns, and someone who can change block slots. For stage 4, you really just need Luffy and either someone who can remove barriers or someone who can give you those recovery slots so you can break through. And then on stage 5, you just have to worry about the despair, the attack down, and then the resilience on revive. So nothing that's really too crazy up to level 80, but that's kind of what the team looks like. Like I said, in here you could obviously make a lot of changes. I wasn't in any danger at all of not being the boss, and this team, like I said, will work through 80. So that's what it looks like. Those are the teams I used. I'll be putting out probably a bunch of different teams the next couple days, maybe a couple more 60 to 80 teams, maybe a couple 100+ teams. I'm sorry, 80 to 100 teams, and then eventually 100+ teams, probably in 3 or 4 days. So that's kind of what we're doing. That's what our teams look like. Hopefully you guys are having good luck in PKA. Hopefully you're getting a lot of turtle drops, that we can go ahead and get those rewards before they go away in about 12 days or so. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and as always, until next time, be kind to each other.